Buzz Lightyear has officially been forced to the woke side. Why is that? We'll figure it out. Plus, the Daily Wire has just released their own shaving product with an epic FU to the previous advertiser. After that, I'll discuss the Puss In Boots Back in Action sequel and whether I think it's worth the watch. And finally, our cringe video of the week. I'm Luke Crotzer, and this is the Luke Crotzer Show. In a previous episode, I explained to you guys about the mass hysteria over the signing of the woke named Don't Say Gay bill. And while I found their childish reactions amusing, I did predict that these protests would lead to more cultural issues. One of the most recent examples being Disney. For context, after the bill was signed, a small group of Disney employees that also happened to be part of the LGBTQIA plus equals minus community wrote a statement informing Disney how outraged they are that Disney isn't doing anything to fight back against the Don't Say Gay bill. Before I continue, let me remind you that this bill doesn't say anything about that. Never once does this bill ever use the words Don't Say Gay, which is kind of ironic to the title when you think about it. Anyways, after the employees wrote the letter, things only continued to further escalate. As becoming the norm, Disney gave into the peer pressure because, according to an article from them, that's what the website's called, we got this. The article reads, quote, Disney will let us have a little gay kiss as a treat, and as a last-ditch attempt to beating allegations of homophobic censorship. According to Variety, Pixar has reportedly restored a same-sex kiss scene in its forthcoming feature, Lightyear, a Buzz Lightyear origin story. A source close to the production told the entertainment publication that the movie features a female character, Hawthorne, who is in a relationship with another woman, and that is a scene with a kiss between the two characters had originally been cut. But thanks to the power of cyberbullying and collective worker action, the House of Mouse has thrown in the towel and restored the scene to the film. The movie follows widespread outrage over the corporation's centrist response to Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bills, which will ban discussion of anything related to LGBTQ+ people in elementary school classrooms, and will force teachers to out trans students to their parents. End quote. So the lesbian kiss scene was originally cut from the kid film, but after the woke mob pressured him to do something, Disney decided to restore the scene. Now, to be honest, I don't really care if I see a gay kiss scene in the movie, but that's just because I'm a 17-year-old, and let's be real, the kiss scene is probably just going to be like a second long. With that said, I do understand why parents are upset about the news. I don't know if anyone knew this, but Disney is a business that's only goal is to profit off entertaining children and exploit the parents that also grew up watching and buying their stuff. And I'm not referring to middle schools and high schools, no. They target little kids. Don't get me wrong, I like Disney as much as the next person, and Disney can make content relatable to teens and grown-ups. But the target demographic has always been little kids. And last I checked, a gay kiss scene has nothing to do with entertaining children. In fact, it's kind of weird that they would put it in children's content. What's the goal of adding it in for little kids to see? Well, if you ever ask Disney or even the letter game community that question, they would tell you by adding this content, it will let children feel represented sexually in films. Well, they would likely phrase it differently, but that's what they were saying, as if little kids don't feel like they see the sexual preferences represented in the characters on the screen. So who do we side with? Leaving the questionable content out and letting it just be a good film without a sexual romantic stream? Or squeezing a lesbian kiss in to get little kids really thinking about who they'd like to be sexual with? You decide. I feel like lately I've been doing nothing all month except promoting Daily Wire content on my podcast. I love the Daily Wire, but I can tell it's getting old for some. With that said, here's the latest news on the Daily Wire. Here's a little bit of context. About a year ago, one of the companies that advertised on the Daily Wire decided to stop working with them. It was a shaving company called Harry's, and they had previously advertised the Daily Wire for many years. That wasn't until a certain goofball, Michael Knowles, said that men are men and women are women. Now, although that is true, it still didn't stop a random Twitter account from tweeting to Harry's about the hateful Michael Knowles. The weirdest part of the Twitter account was it wasn't even an influencer of any kind. No, it was a random account that had like 2 followers, and it didn't even have a profile picture. Yeah, that seems legit. Anyways, after Harry's received the tweet, they decided to stop advertising for the Daily Wire, claiming that they didn't want to support hate speech. And I'm sure that did stuff for the Daily Wire. However, this week we just got word that the Daily Wire is now selling their own shaving products. Here's the commercial.
Do you remember when there were 2 genders and only 1.5 of them had to shave their mustaches? Oh, hi. I'm Jeremy Boring, CEO and God King of the Daily Wire. Harry's Razors used to advertise on our shows. They're a great product, and we were happy to do it. That's before some peon who works for me went and said that boys are boys and girls are girls, and that was just too much for Harry's. They condemned our views held by millions of Americans and virtually every human who's walked the planet until about 15 minutes ago, as inexcusable. And they dropped their ads from our network because of what they called values misalignment. You're damn right our values are misaligned. And it's not just Harry's either. Gillette razors used to be the best a man could get. Then they decided that men are too toxic. Unless you're the kind of man who teaches his daughter to shave her beard. If that makes sense to you, keep buying Gillette. But if you've had enough of the woke bullshit, and you're tired of paying companies like Harry's and Gillette to hate you, then buy my new razor instead. Behold Jeremy's razors. Yes, they're real. Yes, they're fabulous.
I'm not gonna lie, my favorite part of that entire commercial has got to be the flamethrower. I mean, it was just super cool. Now, obviously this ad was made as a joke. However, the idea and products are not a joke. The Daily Wire said it before, but what these guys are trying to do is create their own stuff. Same reason why they got into entertainment. They are tired of the woke nonsense and woke narratives from Hollywood, so they decided to make content that didn't have that stuff. The Daily Wire isn't the first to ever make independent products, however, they are one of the most successful. These guys are doing a great job trying to make a change in culture, and I wish them luck on whatever project they come up with next. So now that the new Buzz Lightyear movie has fallen into controversy, I tried to find something that would make for a good substitute for little kids to watch. And I think I managed to find one. And it's not just a film for little kids, it's also a film I'm kind of looking forward to. You guys remember Puss in Boots, right? You know, the cat with the hat and the sword and, of course, the boots from Shrek? Well, if you do, then you would already remember in 2011... God, that was a long time ago. And anyway, in 2011, the popular cat was officially given his very own spin-off film. It was already a good film on its own, but now DreamWorks has decided to surprise us with a sequel to everyone's favorite cat. Here's the trailer.
I am known by many names. The Stabby Tabby, El Macho Gato, the Leche Whisperer. I am Puss In Boots. Holy frijoles! You, lunch me! And the rest of you, play double time! Hey, Giant! Hey, you wanna see something cool? Gracias, you've been great! Get home safely! Good night! You're still here? Okay, one more number. I call this one, The Legend Will Never Die.
Okay, so what do I think about this? First off, I do like the new coloring and animation style. From what it looks like, I think the creators were trying to create the same style of animation as Into the Spider-Verse, with the lack of frames in the movement. And I don't have a problem with it, but I feel like ever since Spider-Verse came out, every animation company is constantly trying to recreate that type of animation. Again, I don't have any problem with it, it's just something I keep noticing. Okay, so far, I think the story seemed interesting, and I am happy to see Puss back in action. I will admit, though, I do have some hesitations with the sequel. The reason why is the possibility of the film going through the same fate as The Croods. For those of you who don't remember, The Croods got their sequel film, and when I saw the trailer, I noticed that it went through the same changes as we see in Puss in Boots. They changed the lighting to make it brighter, they changed a little bit of the animation style, and even though the trailer looked good, the movie didn't go so well. So, in simple terms, the sequel sucked. The sequel sucked, and I'm afraid that this film may suffer the same fate. I will still watch it, but I think I'll hold off on seeing it in the theaters. I don't think it's worth it. But that's just me. What do you guys think? Alright guys, Cringe Video of the Week. What do we got today?
Cursed with attraction to multiple genders, the bisexual cannot form platonic attachments.
What the?
As such, the bisexual has no friends, only prey.
What? Okay, that was just straight up weird. I felt like I was watching a National Geographic documentary on bisexual people. Actually, when you think about it, I'm pretty sure that's what TikTok is nowadays. I'm pretty sure it's just TikTok is just the new National Geographic for the LGBT community. I don't know. It's just a thought. Okay, so cringe level, yeah, definitely pretty high. It's not outrageously cringy, but it's cringy enough for it to get a higher rating. So I'm going to put it at a 7 out of 10 and leave it at that. Well, guys, that's our show for today. If you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to click the little bell icon, that way you won't miss any of my new content. Anyway, in North Carolina is officially spring break, so I'm going to be having the time of my life. And for all the kids who are watching my content, I hope you guys enjoy your week too. And I'll see you all next Friday. I'm Luke Crotzer, and thank you for joining me on The Luke Crotzer Show. Peace out, guys.